James Dobson is in the Epstein files, and he's in the files in exactly the way I would anticipate him to show up in the files. So in this conversation, Jeffrey's talking to, I assume, an underage girl who's talking about being nice to a guy that had a little Johnson, not wanting to hurt his feelings, but being angry at her father, which Jeffrey takes a personal affront to. And then he sends her a James Dobson article about forgiving her abuser. And this is exactly what the system in the evangelical church is designed to do. It is a safe haven for abusers and a re-traumatizing machine that puts the weight of forgiveness and moving on onto the survivors. Keep in mind that James Dobson met with Ted Bundy and then said the evangelical community needed to forgive him because porn made him do it. I'm not surprised by this at all. This is why we see so many serial killers, serial abusers all of a sudden convert to Christianity when they're caught or the accusations come up. Russell Brand. Russell Brand did it. And now he's speaking at Turning Point USA events. He's now a, conservative Christian. No, he's not. He's trying to get forgiveness. He's trying to find an out. There's a reason that we see so many church leaders arrested all the time for CSAM or things with children or affairs or exploitation. It's because the system is built to protect them. When you build a hierarchy where men are on top because God said so, questions become sin and rebellion against God. Pushback becomes defiance. Accountability becomes spiritual warfare. How many times have we seen a pastor get behind the pulpit and confess to sexual crimes with a child, and the audience gives him a standing ovation and a prayer circle? It's built into the system. Evangelical marriage counseling was founded by a man named Paul Popenoe, who was a eugenicist, a white supremacist, and an atheist. And the only people radical enough to grab onto his ideas, because he had a little bit of a rebrand after World War II when eugenics weren't as popular anymore, the only people radical enough to grab onto his ideas were evangelical leaders. And what he taught them was that white women should be told they should never marry outside their race. White women should never be on birth control. They should be forced to have as many children as possible. And white women should be told they can't leave their marriage even in cases of abuse or infidelity. And guess who worked for Paul Popenoe directly? James Dobson did. James Dobson was also part of the Meese Commission with another man who shows up in the files named Park Dietz, where they learned about child pornography and how to recognize it, and how to recognize kids and help save it. And there was this whole movement, right? And Park Dietz testified on behalf of Ghislaine Maxwell in her trial, saying it wasn't possible that she groomed children. Romans 16:1-7 were intentionally mistranslated for years to take power from women in the church, because the goal has always been to protect the men at the top and pretend that accountability is rebellion against God. And that is why a system that says that God gives leadership and authority to only one group of people is a system built to protect that group of people, Bill Gothard, no matter what they do. This is the perfect demonstration of how this system is built for abuse, not for righteousness.